Sad announcement here. Yesterday when I woke up, I went downstairs to check on Nito, my lionhead rabbit. He's been acting out of sorts the past few days, and I actually had an appointment yesterday afternoon to bring him in, get him looked at. Yeah, I mean, I went downstairs. The level that he spends his time on, I searched it, up and down, side to side, in and out, under every perch, behind anything and everything down there, in every nook and cranny. Couldn't find him, right? I looked in there 4 or 5 different times. Just nothing. Couldn't find him. So then I knew he had to either be upstairs or downstairs. In the past few days, he's been showing some issues with his hind legs. And so I knew he wouldn't have been able to hop upstairs. So that's when it hit me. Oh my gosh, he's got to be in the far down basement. But with the issues he's had with his hind legs, I wasn't confident he would have been able to make it down there without falling down those steps. So then it all just hits you, right? Like a cascade of shit. It just hits you like a ton of bricks. And you're like, you just picture this sweet innocent rabbit tumbling down the stairs in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. And it just, man, I mean, it doesn't get any harder than that. And so I went in the far down basement. I looked around 2 or 3 different times. I couldn't find him, and I'm calling his name. Nito, Nito, Nito. That's a little noise I would make. He would usually run to me every time. And so I was circling the far down basement, and then I thought, okay, you know what? Stairwells, there's usually space under a stairwell. Maybe he went under there. He's hiding under there. So what I expected to find him hiding somewhere, because I knew he wasn't feeling well. I expected to find him hiding somewhere. What I didn't expect was to find him already gone, already passed away. Gone, laying beside the stairwell. And that's where I found him, and it just, I mean, words can't really express what it does to your heart when you see a pet you love gone, just laying there. Because there are so many different things that go through your mind. And I mean, there are things I could have done the night prior to finding him. Originally, I was going to take him to the emergency vet as soon as I got home from work the other night. But I decided, you know what, no, I'll just, I already have an appointment the following afternoon. I'll just take him then, give him a space, the night before. I was convinced he was hiding in the computer room, because there's doors perched up and different things that he can hide under and hide behind. But he might have been in the basement longer than I realized, and it just, it's such a creepy thing to think that, man, between the time I got home the other night and the time I woke up the following afternoon, he passed away sometime in between that time frame. And I just, like I said, I expected to find him hiding, but I did not expect to find him dead. Looking back on it, he had been showing some signs of his hind legs being hurt. So I thought it was an injury, maybe a broken leg, something like that, because his balance was off, and he kind of had this head tilt going on and showing some little signs of tremors, a little bit of shaking here and there. But the crazy part is 3 days ago, he was perfectly healthy. But 2 days ago, things started going downhill, and, it just kills me, because I know that he died alone, And I didn't get a chance to say a proper goodbye. So I think about things like, did he suffer, you know? You know, like, did he fall down those basement steps? And did he somehow, you know, hobble his way over beside the staircase where he finally took his last breath? But you think about these things because at the time, him having a stroke didn't even cross my mind, you know. I just thought he might have like a back leg issue, and he had stopped eating the past day or two, but that could have been because he was injured too. You know, there are many different reasons why animals stop eating, you know, and it's almost always they're either sick, you know, or they're hurt, different things. But I just, never in a million years did I think I would find him in the far down basement where he's never tried to go before, where he's never been before, you know, beside the stairwell, gone. That thought didn't even cross my mind. Nor did the thought of him having a stroke cross my mind. You know, when I got home the other night, I blocked off the stairs coming upstairs because the past few weeks he's been coming upstairs, hanging out with the family, right? And my cat Rocky and him have been chasing each other around. So I knew he might, you know, he'd probably try to come upstairs, so I blocked that off. But I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't consider blocking off the stairs going downstairs. I didn't expect him to go near those stairs because he's never tried to go down there. He's never expressed interest or curiosity into going down there. So I just thought, it just didn't cross my mind. But looking back on it, man, I should have. I should have done more research. You know, but again, I thought he had just like hurt his back legs real bad or something. You know, but after doing research, it appears that he had a stroke a few days ago. Fuck. And just the thought of him like tumbling down the stairs in the middle of the night or whatever, you know. And dying alone. And I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. You know, sometimes you just got to remind yourself it's okay to cry, you know. And so yesterday I had to bring his body to the vet, and arrange for cremation services. And it's obviously heartbreaking too, but everything really gets finalized and stuff when you start, you know, like cleaning up the area. You know, you start disposing of the bunny stuff. Just so many memories made, you know, on over 7 or 8 years, and it's gone. It's gone like that, you know. Man, it doesn't matter how big a pet is. It doesn't have to be a cat. It doesn't have to be a dog. You know, these animals have a way of cementing a place in your heart. And I mean, they're a part of the family, right? You live with them, you take care of them. They're completely dependent upon you. You know, I mean, it's like losing a family member, you know. So 8 months ago, I had to put 8 months ago, I had to put my other lion-head rabbit, Nito's bonded littermate, Nifty, down. You know, he had a big tumor in his chest that was restricting his airflow and stuff, and you know, I had to put him down at 7 years old. So 8 months later, Nito passes away. You know, so I lost both of my rabbits within a year, you know, in less than 12 months. And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything you can do to prepare yourself to say goodbye when you're not ready to say goodbye, when you're not expecting to have to say goodbye, and then come to find out that you missed out on your opportunity to say goodbye, you know? It's just crazy, you know, it happens that fast, you know? 1 minute they're here, the next they're gone. And it rips your heart out. It absolutely rips your heart out, tears it to shreds. And so, you know, it's gonna break my heart every time I go in the basement now, you know? But again, there's no shame in crying, you know? You can be a grown man and cry. There's no shame in it. Anybody who's ever owned a pet knows that, you know, when you lose a pet, it's losing a family member, and it's losing a piece of yourself, you know? There's a void inside of you when a pet passes that can't be filled. It's there for an eternity, you know? Fuck. I'm just so frustrated, so upset that he died alone, that I didn't get to say goodbye. You know, at least with Nifty, having him euthanized, I was able to say goodbye, you know. But Nito died alone. That fucking kills me, you know? Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. But if you guys have pets, don't take it for granted. Spoil them rotten. You know, if you sense anything's off, take them to the emergency vet. Don't wait even until the next day, you know, because let this be proof that the worst possible outcome in the world could happen over the course of the 24 hours prior to your normal animal vet visit, you know? Just take them to the emergency vet. The sooner the better. There is no time to wait. It's one thing I've found over the years of owning pets is you always think you have a little more time with them than you actually do. That time is gone before you expect it to be gone. So get that sense of urgency in yourself. If you see your pets and they're sick or they're injured, or you just get the feeling that something's wrong, get that sense of urgency.